Hey, True Badger Token. Nice to see everybody today. It is Wednesday already. I can't believe time flies so quickly. And we're giving you the daily update for nSights today. My name is Deb Caswell, and I have with me a very special guest, Brendan Duff, who is part of our project team. He is one of the founding principals on this project, and we're just really excited to have him on. So, Doug is not going to be here today, so he had a prior engagement. He'll be back on tomorrow at 11 o'clock, and we'll give a really great update then. But today we wanted to come on and really just talk about some of what we have going on with nSights and some of those features and benefits, and really just have a conversation with Brendan, who you all haven't heard from on these daily updates yet. So Brendan, and you are muted, so make sure you unmute there, my friend. Welcome to the call, Brendan.
Yeah, I got it now. I just want to get YouTube up too, so I didn't want it to have the audio playing.
Excellent. Yeah, I stopped it just in time. It was about to play in the background like it usually does.
All right.
So
how's everybody doing?
Yeah, good. We were on a call this morning, right? Walking through nSights and talking about the possibilities. So it's fun to have you on so we can kind of hear your perspective on.
Yeah, and we're on a call most mornings, aren't we?
Most every day. We hang out pretty much every morning.
Yes. Endurance is the name of this game, apparently. Yeah. So how's everybody doing? Let's see. We have some folks on YouTube, some on here. All right. I saw Ken, our buddy Ken, with some snow. That's nice. In Colorado.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been pretty cold where I am on the East Coast, and we've actually had a couple of days in a row here where it's been a little warm, kind of a taste of spring. It's the fake out. You get the couple fake out days, and then you get the
real winter.
The reality slap, I guess.
It just shows up out of nowhere.
But, all right. Well, I think I'm going to give an analogy for our update instead of nitty gritty details, right? So we're going to if we think about nSights, right? It's going to be our DeFi home, right? Our virtual home for the DeFi space. And I think, and you can correct me, hop in, Deb, any point if I get it wrong here, but we've laid the foundation. The frame is up. The walls are up. The roof is on. Our siding's on. And now we're on the interior finishing pieces, right?
Yes.
For at least for phase one, for the go live version. And any of you have either built a house or done renovations, that's a tricky part. That's a tricky part, and we're making progress every day, which is awesome. Every night, every morning we come in, and nighttime the programmers got a bunch of things done. And, we run into little glitches where, I don't know, we'll say we ask them to put the door on and have it swing in, and we get there and it's swinging out, but the door's on.
The door's on. It's there.
So, those are really, and it's, I know it's a little anxious, right? For some of us, we're all waiting for it to be live. We're super excited about it to be live. All of you who are in our community and supporting us and supporting the project, right? You're showing up to really, I imagine you're showing up to find out, when is this thing going to be live? Is it real? And is it going to be live? And
I feel like we wake up with that same question every morning. It's like, is today the day? Is today the day we're going to go and see those things? And we're so close.
Yeah, and we are, and that's the reality. We are close, but it's not there yet because we were talking about this today, right? We're not going to give you. Yes, some pieces are not going to be done yet, but it needs to be really clear when we deliver it that these pieces aren't done, and these pieces are done, at least for phase one, and they're going to work how we expect them to work and how you would expect them to work as as a user, an end user. So, and that's where we're at, right? We're kind of finalizing those pieces that need to work for the end user that we expect to work.
Yeah, and
Um,
just real quick to pull on that thread a little bit. So one of those things is going to come later, right? That we're building is the automation piece. So we know if you're coming to us from Digibot, another trading platform that works in the Bitcoin altcoin space over there, it auto trades for us, right? It's in the background. It's constantly taking trades and selling and profit, and it's a beautiful thing. So we have a lot of people coming from Digibot that can't wait to have this auto trader feature turned on our DeFi tokens. How crazy is that? That's coming. So that's not when we go live, when we say today's the day, that piece isn't going to be live yet. You're going to be able to swap using our platform
yep.
and do so many other things. The automation piece is one of those things that'll come a little bit later.
Right. And that will be in a later phase. The good thing is, and this is I would say this is our goal. And if you're on if you're on, obviously listening to us here, and you have different hopes or expectations, let us know in the chat. But here's our goal. Our goal is to be able to launch with a set of tools for the DeFi space, one that either doesn't exist or is very lackluster, right? That's what's already out there. Ours is going to fill that gap, right? We're going to provide some tools that aren't there. We're definitely going to provide some insights, no pun intended, although it is, it's true, right? Insights. We're going to provide some insights into your DeFi experience, your DeFi tokens, your DeFi wallet that you just can't get to right now. And so the question is, why are we doing that? And what's going to be the benefit to you? Even in our early stages, right? The benefit's going to be positioning you and preparing you, and also offering you opportunities to participate with those tools in the DeFi space, in certain DeFi token projects, where for us, right, this is why we're here, right, is to help you profit from that, right? And we want to do the same, right? So we're providing you a tool set, all right, out of the gate that's going to help you to do that. And phase two, right, we'll there will be semi-automated in a way that will help do that for you. So phase one is, here's the tools that you don't have access to now. Here's the guidance, right? And let's go see if we can make some profits with that. Phase two is going to be, here's the tools, the guidance. You can still go make some profits from that with these tools that we already had. And we're going to add some tools that are going to help do it for you, which is super exciting. But, make no mistake, phase one, our goal is to provide you with enough tools that will allow you to make profits with those tools. So I know it can be a little, I know Doug has showed you, and Deb has showed you guys plenty of, we could get on and look at different features and different things, and we'll continue to do that as they evolve and get completed. But that's the goal, right? And that's what we're going to deliver. And I guess, my question to you all, since this is an ask, this should be a kind of interactive, right? Is, what do you hope for in a tool in this space, right? And some of you might be totally new to this space, so maybe you don't have a really succinct answer, but even a general answer is good. What do you want out of a tool? Why are you here, so to speak? What do you need to get out of this for it to be valuable for you? Because if it's different than I said, that's awesome. Let's talk about it. If it's related to what I said, then I know, that helps us know we're on the right track. So what do you guys, from looking at the chat, what are you hoping to get out of this?
Yeah, and we're watching YouTube, and we're watching here in the Zoom room as well. So give us your thoughts, you guys. Let's do it. Let's do an actual real AMA, Ask Me Anything. What? Let's do it. Now's your chance, guys.
Wouldn't that be AMAW? Ask Me Anything. What?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Just trying to make sure we're all paying attention.
Yeah.
And if you don't ask something, we're going to make up questions.
We're going to make them up, right?
And they're going to be loaded questions with loaded answers.
And there is always a delay on YouTube, so we know that. So Jeff says he wants to flatten down the learning curve a bit on crypto trading. And you know what? I'm so glad you brought that up, Jeff, because that is one of the big giant things, benefits that's involved when you get involved with nSights and Digibot. Actually, is learning how to trade, learning that life skill that you can take to any market. Right? You can learn to read the candles and learn to decide what's best for you in your situation, given what you're seeing on the candles. You learn all of that here with Doug and Brendan with their phenomenal master trading techniques and secrets and tips that they give. Their training. It's brilliant.
Yeah, and that's great. Yeah, that's the guidance part, right? The whole like there are tools out there in all these spaces, right? The tool is only as valuable as the guidance and how well you know how to use it. But that's the bottom line. There's plenty of tools that could do something good for you. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but years ago, I accumulated many tools in this, in trading and online marketing, a bunch of tools, right, that are going to do awesome stuff. And there's an old saying, I guess people won't even some people won't understand this. Probably people on this, call will though. Right. Here's your desk. Here's your phone. See you later. You're on your own. Have anyone ever heard that one? Right.
Yes.
And that's a lot of what you get in all this space. Like I have the best, software. It's going to dance for you and do all kinds of things and shoot money into your house. But, as soon as you sign up for it, you can't get any help. It doesn't really do quite what you had hoped. And now you have another thing in the software graveyard or things you've purchased that didn't pan out the way, it's not what you were sold. Right. So yeah. I got that. So somebody said, or somebody else asked, learning to leverage our profits. Sure. I mean, that's part of the process. And right is how do I take advantage of one opportunity and still be able to position for another opportunity? And once some of those opportunities work out, how do I take that and start the multiplier? Right. I imagine that's what you mean by leverage, multiplication of that. Absolutely. And there's going to be some, I say this all the time, like when I'm on the calls, is some of this is going to be dependent on your goals, right? Everybody has different goals. And that's the good thing is you'll have the opportunity to make choices in alignment with your goals, right? So for one person, they might be looking for 10 times their money on one thing, and you might be looking for 2 times. Both of them are good things if it's your goal. Yeah, right. Totally. And that's, and Deb and I were just talking about this in Candace is people who have, I'll just make up money, dollar amounts. If you have $250,000 to work with versus 5,000, you might have different goals in this space. You might not, you might have similar, but you might have a different level of risk tolerance. You might have a different aggressive versus conservative view. You could have totally different goals, and they can both work. You just have to be clear on what your goals are and understand your risks and get the plan in place that matches your goals and then follow it. Right. That's the case with anything. And we can help people do that. We can't do all that for you, right? Because we can't make your goals for you. Can't make you follow your plan either. But we can provide the tools and the guidance that hopefully enable you to do that.
Yeah, right. We also out on YouTube, Perry said he's glad to say goodbye to PooCoin and PancakeSwap.
Guys, if you knew, that's like that's been one of my things from day, like just doing that would be worth for me, whatever the cost is of nSights, just never to look at PooCoin again. But that's just me. So yes,
it's got great functionality, right? I mean, it really has served such a great purpose. But it's just the constant, it's like, I feel like I'm in Vegas and I've got the machines flashing all around me, and it absolutely is not, it's just not my cup of tea, some of the stuff that I see out there. And then, I have an 11-year-old boy in the house. And so constantly with that icon everywhere all over my screen, I have it enough in the house. And the talking about it, I don't need to work in it as well. So
yeah, and
it's deep, Brendan.
And Deb was being a little kinder. Like kudos to PooCoin, right? They have built a platform that many people use. I don't, I'm not trying to denigrate what they've done. That's their, it's just not everybody's, it doesn't fit everybody's, I don't have tolerance for some of that stuff. That's my own personal thing. Some people might love that. That's your, everybody's got to do what they got to do, but what works out for best for them. So I'm not picking on them, just saying for me, that's exciting. It's an excited benefit. Anyway, that aside,
The first time you send somebody, when we started using it, the first time you say, "Well, just go to PooCoin," it's the hardest conversation you'll ever have with somebody. Like I'm so happy to be.
right, I mean, and think about it. We're in a space like there's just some of the names of some of these tokens, like not only that, even their purpose is just so outside what many of us are used to or would even believe there would be a token for, or
right.
So it's totally opened up that thing, and we got to open our minds a little bit, for sure, right, and be aware of that. But it also gives us choices, right? We can choose what to support and what not to. Really, the power is in our hands versus you put your money with some kind of fund manager and they invest in what they want to. And unless you're going to read the prospectus and figure out, the minutia of what they're doing, you might be contributing to something that doesn't align with your values. But
right.
Anyway, so it's awesome. So what else we got? Will the Autobot trade for us under basic plan? There's a couple of things. There's going to be different plans. We still haven't released yet what's going to be in each. We're finalizing that as well. Some of that due to making sure what's available fits within the plan structure that's going to add value for you. And I mean, of course, right, the automation, the more, I'm going to call it semi-automation, but whatever, the full automation or semi-automation, of course, that's going to be in a more advanced plan. And here's why, right? We have, as Doug's explained, we've had to build a whole nother structure, right? And you probably heard him talk about a middle wallet, right? So we have to integrate this whole structure to protect the folks who are going to use that functionality, right? We have to have this middle wallet that's on the blockchain that you can sync up and move your trading assets to, and keep it available so that the system can automate your trade. Otherwise, the other option would be to leave MetaMask or Trust Wallet connected all the time, which is a huge security risk, which we weren't willing to do. We could do that. We could be done with that part if we were willing to do that. And it would be, buyer beware. But that wasn't, our goal is not only to help people multiply what they have, but to protect what we do have. Right. And there's no guarantee, guys, even with the best technology, there's no guarantee we can 100% do protect it. But we have to take the measured steps that we understand. So yes, there's going to be different tiers, but I guess I would just say that we believe each tier is going to offer value and the ability to do what I said, right? To take advantage of opportunities in this space using the tools to help multiply what you have, right? So yes, the automation might offer more, or maybe there will be some tiering where the lower, maybe the lower tier plans offer, you can trade a few things with the automation, and maybe the pro allows you to trade many. So we're looking at a number of things. The good thing is we have a little time for that because that part's not done, right?
Yeah. And speaking of that, as far as when we're all signing up for this, there is going to be some, just so that everybody has a heads up, there's going to be some discounts available for people who are signing up now, knowing that we've got some things that are coming, right? So getting involved with us as soon as we launch is really a great thing to be an early adopter. I love early adopters, but you got to come into it with an early adopter mindset, in that not everything's going to be built out, and we're going to be releasing things along the way. But because you're an early adopter, you get to have access to some of those discounts. So that's a great thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And and it's always going to evolve. And Doug always talks about it's never going to be totally done. I don't know what that, it has to be fluid, right? We have to be flexible and fluid with the space to keep relevant. So we know that. But yes, I mean, you guys would be amazed, right? We spend lots of time trying to figure out what, how to add value, right? If we can't add, that's a question. If we can't add, if we took the feature set we have right now, if it couldn't add value, we wouldn't launch it. That's the bottom line. And we've looked at it. We have a lot of features available, but we want them grouped together in a way that adds the most value for you before there's a fee attached to it. So yeah. And so somebody, can we sign up now? Not yet. We're really, once again, we are close. As soon as we launch it, you'll be able to sign up. We'll tell you, it'll be quick to do. Let's see, basics that would need. I don't want to pay a price every day if I only, right. Sure. Right. And, so once again, everything will be transparent in what we are offering. Right. So somebody's mentioning, well, if I, if it's this scenario, I wouldn't want to pay more. If it's that, sure. Right. You're going to know what you're getting and you'll be able to make that evaluation. Right. If it doesn't, if it's not a fit for you, then it's not a fit. Right. That's right. I know. I always want honest. If somebody is going to sell me something, I want an honest pitch of what I'm getting for, a fair rate. Right. That's what we all want. And we're going to do our best to do that. Certainly got to be honest in what you get, and hopefully you'll find it to be, hopefully you find you get more value than it's costing you. And if you don't, then you won't continue. Right. That's like any product. So, but we know we're going to deliver value, and we hope that it works for you in that way.
Yeah, and Sally asks, what token will we be purchasing with? Well, when we first start, guys, we are going to be on the smart chain. Everything will be on the smart chain, but over time, we'll be introducing those other chains too. So Ethereum mainnet, Matic mainnet, all the big guys out there will be eventually bringing on. So the opportunities, the number of coins that are going to be available to you, of course, with every chain we bring on, it brings more opportunities with tokens that launched on those specific chains and haven't launched anywhere else. So,
right. And there's other questions about automation and on timing. Is there exact timing? I can't give you the exact timing, but I can tell you as soon as we launch version 1, right, then that's nSights, right? That's the next phase, is to get that in there. So I can't give you exact timing, but I guess I'm just going to caution everybody, or maybe it's enlighten everybody, that we believe even pre-automation, that the opportunity and some of the nuggets that you're going to get in opportunities to trade in this are going to be worth your while. It's going to be worth, I don't know, like Doug and I have been trading a long time. I remember some of the earliest days, more than 20 years ago. And some of the tools, just to place a trade on a platform sometimes was so complicated. Like it just was. And, I remember some of you remember in the stock, you maybe remember stocks and bonds when they used to trade in, what was it? 32s, 64s so you had to know fractions in order to understand the price. Right. I'm not saying we should all know fractions, but in real time, when you're trying to make decisions and you're trying to do fractions and, things are, this is not that space, but to go on to place an order on nSights, that already does exist. And that's easy. It's easy. So if all you had to do is, sift through certain pieces of information or certain guidance, or follow along with what we're doing and place a trade, if you chose, I imagine for a lot of people it will be worthwhile. Some people might still be scared and not be able to, but I think the majority of folks will find it easy enough to follow along, and it will be worthwhile. If we're going to do it, it's because we believe it's going to be worthwhile. So, and then when we get to automation, then we'll all be, another step further, and I guess another level of ease, right? It'll be simpler.
Yeah. But,
until we get there, don't miss, why miss the opportunity that's right in front of us for the one that's coming down the road at another point in time. At least that's how I think about it. If you want full automation, you should be, I'm going to tell you what to do, but you should be in Digibot, right? It's fully automated, has been, and successful for years now. So if you want that right now, you should, get involved with Digibot and get your feet wet, with setting up your automated and connecting it to your exchange account, and you're good to go, right? It takes like 5 minutes.
Right.
It will take you longer to watch the videos on what you have to do than it will do to do it.
Right.
So, and this will be similar, right? But once again, the automation is going to be, this space is different, right? The automation is going to be a little different. There's different amounts of liquidity. That means available, tokens and how much. Think about it, guys. If you've been following nSights or True Badger or just about most of the coins in DeFi, we could get the people together in our community and either push a coin or crush a coin. That's not right. That's not who we are or what we want to do, right? But we have to consider, if we're going to automate, we have to consider, wow, if I had 100 people or 200 people or 2,000 people, how do I scale this so that we don't blow up a coin in any direction?
Right.
Like, think about that. So that's why we might be semi-automated. If there's no way I can say I'm going to get 2,000 people in the same place and out the same place in one of these DeFi coins.
Yeah.
Right. So we have to devise strategies that won't cause that kind of issue. Does that make sense, everybody?
Yeah. We have some of those in Digibot as well, right? So the algorithm changes things up. If you were first into a transaction, you're probably not going to be first into the next transaction. So we have some of that set up already. But the DeFi space is much different and moves a lot faster than than the other space. But it's going to be a lot of fun. Tim asks if the free portion of NSI will have the same functionality as the free portion of PooCoin. The first thing I want to mention is that one of the benefits of nSights is that you're going to be able to see all the coins in your wallet and where you stand with each of them. So what's your balance? How much reflection? Remember, not all tokens earn reflection. I think it's really important to say that over and over again, because people who've come in through the Nexus ecosystem start to kind of think that's the way it works, but it's really not. It's the majority don't have reflection, right? But you can see your reflection every single day. Pop in and see what's going on with your reflection. You're also going to be able to, if you wanted to take a profit on something, you can sell some of that reflection, right? Just pick the reflection and sell some of that.
Let's pause there for a second. If I asked everybody who is holding NSI, which everybody on this call should be, or shame on you, but that aside, right? If I asked you your cost average price, most of you couldn't tell me. Right. Honestly, I could, I've done this. I have a spreadsheet, but I couldn't tell you without the spreadsheet. Right. That's just like, you should be able to do that. Right. In anything you're it'd be like, I don't know. You could tell me how much you bought your house for, most of you. Right. If you bought a house, right. Or a car. Mm-hmm. Right. So a house at least is an asset. Cars are not really assets. People think they are, but most of them aren't. Right. It depreciates so fast. But think about it. We have assets that we could potentially sell at some point in the future. We have to know our position, our cost. What is our cost of that asset? So I know when I make profit. Deb brought up reflection. If it has reflection, or think about any other spaces, interest or dividends, or if you have those and you don't know what they're worth, how are you going to know if you're going to make a profit? It's like trading 101, investing 101, and it's not out there for us, right? So that alone, right? If you're getting that for free, that's phenomenal. All right, that's just phenomenal. So, I mean, and you'll be able to place trades too, right? You'll be able to place trades from our platform also. So,
yeah. So it's so there's so much more offered than what you can get on PooCoin. Truly,
Sally, you won't need a spreadsheet, right? That's what we're saying. We're going to give that to you in the platform.
Right. It's
going to be dashboard. Your dashboard.
Yeah.
Right? You're going to look at it and be like, oh, that's my cost. That's my cost basis, right? That's my average cost. That's what we're trying to tell you. That's a benefit built in, right? That's a benefit for you as a user. Yep. I mean, that's the kind of stuff we're trying to bridge that gap. It doesn't exist in this space, and you need it. You need it to make good decisions, right? Otherwise, we've seen people in the True Badger ecosystem. They get in and then they get out, and they don't realize that with the tax, they lost money.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right. They think they're making money. Okay, but you didn't understand. You didn't know. You didn't have that insight. That was one of the things that drove some of this. Is like, where's my actual position? So this is built in. It's baked in. Yeah, the whales. So somebody asked about the whales. Yeah, we're going to have whale information, right? So you can see what some of the whales are doing. Not only that, you'll be able to see what all a comparison between the whales and the token holders, right? So really cool stuff there. I mean, those are, yeah. I mean, keep coming. I could tell you we're getting closer. Um, Doug, I know next time he's on, we'll give you more of a nitty gritty, like this feature is done or not done. But, and not only that, guys, like think about this. I know they do that somewhat in the space, but this is like, what do they call this? There's a name for this, right? It's called public building, right? We're building software sort of in public, right? When Doug's coming out and telling you each
Yes.
aspect, right? Which is really, I gotta be honest, I advise against it, right? Just because there's so many nuances. It's a tricky thing. And Deb is also one of the most transparent folks who always shares her stuff, and she does with Digi and all this. It's phenomenal though, right? It's because we want you guys to be in the know. And yeah, I mean, it's coming. It's been painful in a lot of ways, but it's rewarding too, right? When you go through the pain and you see something come to life that is tangible, right? That's actually adding value, then that's the reward, right? And that's the reward that you guys will get to sharing because you supported us, right? That's like, it's a shared reward. It's not just ours. Honestly, to build, and we were talking about this too, for us to build something, I could build something that would get me very unique advantages in, like, for instance, automation, but I can't scale it to you. So not to say I can't do that or won't do that or haven't done that in certain things, but the project is to benefit the community. This is a community project, right? So everything we're doing has to scale and be work for everybody who wants to use it. And that's the unique, and that's the painful part. And that's where, we're just knocking out bugs each day, putting on better, like I use the house analogy, making sure the molding looks right and making sure, the curtains are on, hanging straight, the doors swinging the right way, all those things, right? That when you turn on the air conditioning, you don't get heat, things like that. Right? So,
We had that a couple nights ago. I remember. Yes, we
so,
had heat where it should have been
right.
cool. Yes,
So
they got that fixed.
yeah. So anyway, you stood to
Yeah.
get, yeah, that's right. And reflect. Yeah, some of us are earning reflection. And that's right. We're holding reflection as this builds, and soon we're going to get into the fun part, which is the trading and the trading rewards and save the token and all that stuff. Right. So, I mean, that's kind of where we're at.
On the training side, and that's such a big deal. Like the trading training that these guys provide, I can't stop, and I won't stop. Just from the mountaintops, telling you how important this training is that they deliver. One of the things, Jeff, I think it was Jeff was talking about. Learning how to trade and when to trade NSI. We've all been holding it. Well, yeah. So we're going to teach you that if you look at the chart right now, there are times to buy and sell even at the low the low price that we're at right now. But what we'll also teach you is how selling off right now is a really not the brightest moment it's just not the brightest moment. So we're going to help you understand that. But we are going to help you understand how to trade a little bit, gain some profit, sell that, and continue that cycle like we do over on Digi. So that's absolutely coming. And we'll also help you understand that if we all continue to push and look at other coins that we can be trading and trade that for NSI, like there's all kinds of strategies that we're going to be able to help our traders with once you're in and we're all trading together. This is going to be a lot of fun. Like Doug really wants to be taking people and trading with you. So those are the kinds of things that are coming that you can be really excited about as well. So one of the last things, and I know we're on a time crunch a bit for you, Brendan. One of the last things and Brendan brought it up, the transparency, right? To a fault. We are extremely transparent around here. But I want you to think about the last time you were on meeting with and asking your questions straight up with the people behind PooCoin, with the people behind these other platforms that you're using and very comfortable using, right? You have the actual human beings on these projects who actually want to work with you, want to meet with you, want to answer your questions. We treat our traders like family. We treat our token holders like family. So if you want to be involved in this family, then keep coming back. We're going to be able to give you next steps real quick. We just have a few things to tie up. That's coming. I know Doug's going to have more information tomorrow, but we really appreciate the support, the daily support you're all giving us and coming in, and we love hanging out with you. So, Brendan, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you to and
Really
guys, you guys already know Deb is the glue that keeps us all on track and holding together here. So we really appreciate that, Deb, and Candace as well, who's not generally on this call, but she's always on with us too. And yeah, guys, we're not going to stop until we deliver something that adds value, right? And we're not going to charge you a penny until it does. So that's kind of the idea. And and just some of the free functionality is just unparalleled out there, but we hope obviously you support us and find value, right, in the packages that will help you get hopefully multiplication, right? So that's what we're here for, and that's our goal. And yeah,